Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of the Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let me tell you something about the Mike O'Mara Show. We don't sit on our hands on this show.
No.
We are constantly evolving and growing and trying to improve for you. That's what we do here, because you know what? Complacency is the devil's... I got to turn that down. Complacency, like the complacency of making the same audio mistakes every day that I do, is the devil's
hand grenade. I think is the word, isn't it?
No. Complacency is the devil's
backbone.
Plaything.
The chew toy. Complacency is the devil's chew toy.
That's what it is.
Right?
Yeah, that's what it says in all the books.
Advocate.
Yeah.
No, democracy dies in the dark.
Oh,
This we know.
Be happy, make somebody else.
Don't just look at it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
E pluribus unum.
Yesterday after the show, Oscar was bringing up some thoughts about how we might generate an interesting call-in feature.
Mm-hmm.
And we hashed it around, and we came up with a brand new call-in feature for Friday's show that we are going to need you, the listener, to pay attention to. Now, let me explain call-in shows on a show like this. Because this show has radio listenership and electronic consumers out there in digital land, it has what we refer to as a long tail.
Yes.
There are people that listen to it live, and there are people that listen to it after it has been put in the can, shall we say.
Mm-hmm.
We shall. So the show tapes roughly 9 a.m. on weekday mornings, and then it is made available, and then it is also made available on radio stations that you know and love.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're very proud of our product, but when we have a call-in feature, there are people that call us that are listening live, and there are people that call us that have not heard it yet, and they're just calling because they know when to call. So let me explain to you that this new call-in feature is going to be this coming Friday at 9 a.m., and we like to start our call-in features right at 9 when we come in.
No mercy.
And let me give you the
Sweep
title
the
of the new call-in feature. Are you ready? Do you have any music for me so I can...
I can give you some music if you like.
Yes.
Okay.
I can. There was a day years ago where you would have that already ready, but that stopped 7 years ago.
Well, that's not fair. Yeah. You didn't know.
No, you wouldn't be like this.
What?
when the show starts, you'd be on your toes, ready to go.
All right.
So I wrote some copy.
Right.
After I read Rob's for this new feature.
Now, is that a dig at my copy?
It was terrible.
Why was it terrible?
Because it was uninspired.
I disagree.
What do you mean uninspired?
Well, I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
You
got to be
some
peppier.
Direction?
Yeah, happier.
Happier.
Little peppier.
Okay.
Remember the call-in feature, the new Friday morning 9 a.m. call-in feature on the Mike O'Mara Show. It's going to be special.
I know what you want.
Because it's going to, let me tell you why it's going to be special. It's going to be special because it is going to highlight the one aspect of our listening audience that we have in common with all of them. Neuroses. No.
Can we get a little more contemporary?
You're not into this?
No, that's horrible.
No, this is the monkeys.
No, it's not the monkeys. You're wrong. And monkeys also have a long tail.
It's not good. Is it just me? And as soon as we get the right music, I will read the commercial for it, and then we will discuss exactly what it is, because it is an ever-evolving call-in feature. But we think it's going to be special because, once again, it's going to tap into your abnormalcy. The abnormalcy you share with all of us.
We definitely have that.
Mike, did you know there is a Regis Philbin album called Just You, Just Me.
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, let's try this.
All right, here we go. This is going to be horrible.
It will.
When a girl meets boy.
Now you're muddling the message totally here. Is it just me?
No, this
it's
isn't
gotta
a
be
love song.
instrumental,
This
Rob.
isn't a love song.
You're right. That's wrong.
Got to be an instrumental.
It
For
does.
God's sake.
Outrageous.
It's so horrible.
But I know that I question myself each and every day, and I know that people out in radio land, they question
Who
themselves as
doesn't
well.
Yeah,
question
you got to.
All right.
I like New York.
Okay, we're still listening to Regis. Can I get an
about
instrumental?
you?
Yes.
I like
God. All right, here we go. That's good. I like
Okay,
that.
you like this?
Is this instrumental?
Yes, it is. It's King
Or am I
Curtis's
gonna have,
version
like,
of Whole
Robert
Lot of
Plant,
Love.
you know?
No, this is a cover, a Zeppelin cover.
All right, let's start it again.
All right.
And I'm going to do it in the Thornton Mellon delivery from Back to School.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, you give me a 3
Okay.
count.
1, 3, 2, 1. Do people bother you? Do little things that folks do drive you nuts while not seeming to bother anyone else? Do you ever wonder, is it just me? Yes, if life's minor day-to-day issues make you want to stab your fellow man in the eye with a knitting needle, then the Mike O'Mara Show is here for you. Starting this Friday at 9 a.m., we will be opening our phones for a brand new call-in feature, Is It Just Me? The Friday phones will be open at 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. Is It Just Me in no way supersedes Wide Open Wednesday,
No.
where we are taking your phone calls. This is a new Friday phone-in feature. Call in with your gripes, your slights, and your fights, and we'll have a frank discussion to help you, to sympathize with you, and most importantly, to judge you, to let you know whether it is just you.
Could be.
Call us Friday morning and find out if it's just you on the Mike O'Mara Show, because I know I have mine. I have mine, for example, all right?
Okay.
Is it just me? And I'll open it up to the floor. This
All
is
right.
the way it'll sound on Friday. If you're a caller, you'll be calling and saying, is it just me, or do other people get upset when they see someone succeed in an athletic competition and get violent about it? Let me explain what I'm
All right.
talking about, okay? Ian Poulter, this past weekend at the, I think it was the Houston Open, and he made a putt to go to a playoff against Bo Hostler, who looks like Joe Don Baker. And
Good reference.
he made the
That
putt.
is painting a really good picture.
He made the putt to tie him,
Okay.
which would mean it would go to a playoff. And this is how he reacted. He pounded his chest. You're like, yeah. Is it just me, or the violent reaction from people succeeding in sports? I think you should physically manifest it with joy and just pumping your fist in the air and going, yeah, with a smile. But the angry reaction when they go, yeah. It's like, I find that I want the guy's head to explode when I see that.
Yeah.
It pisses me off, and it happens in everything. It's like when you succeed, you should show joy, not self-flagellation or flagellation.
Adulation
Anger
is the word.
Anger. It's like they're outwardly.
Why are you showing anger
Yeah.
and doing like that? Yeah, with your teeth gritted and you're frowning
Eye of the
and
tiger.
you're saying, I think it sucks. I think
It's like he's
so-
challenging people not to be happy for him.
It's little boy, and then
Yeah.
and then the guy who he ties, Bo Hostler,
Joe
walks
Don
over
Baker.
and shakes his hand with a grin, with a smile on his face. He was forcing that smile because he
course.
was showing sportsmanship, and Ian Poulter was still doing the gritty frown. And in the end, we went on to win because
Naturally.
obviously he had himself psyched up, I suppose.
Yes.
But it pissed me off, and I hate the guy now. Is it just me?
No loser
I
talk,
don't think
Mike.
it's just you, Mike. I don't think it's just you.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel that way sometimes. Of
When
course.
the guy goes, yeah.
But I
Yeah,
hate
it can
all
happen in
people.
baseball,
I hate all
football.
people in sports too. So
I like hands to the air, maybe thanking their maker.
This
I
is,
like
this
a
is when I would
grin.
weigh in and say this this reaction
really pisses me
Yeah,
off.
this reaction usually comes from non-athletic people that they don't understand the competition of sport and what it
Right.
takes.
No, but
and
they
the
don't
pressure.
understand being classy about it either.
But you know that I do understand.
Yeah, but Mike,
the
you've never really
competition.
been an athlete.
I've never been an
No,
Now,
no.
you got to go there. You got to go there. Are you getting a little taste of how Is It Just Me is going to play out here?
I've got one.
What you're going to have is varying
You can call
viewpoints,
us
yeah.
on Friday morning. Rob will be kind to you. I'll be kind to you. And then Oscar will piss you off.
Yes.
That's the way it will be. No, but
I may
have
or may not be
participated.
kind. I may or may not be kind. It depends on the
Excuse me.
situation.
Sorry
Is it
about
just
that.
cough?
Is it just phlegm? What's yours,
I've got
Oscar?
one. So,
So that, by the way, we didn't come to a definitive answer.
No.
Because Rob said yes. It's probably Pony. What do you think? Is it just me?
No, it's not just you. I'm right there with you. I think it's like
There it is.
like a testosterone
Back to my
douche
argument.
fest.
Yeah.
yes.
A TDT?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks. Look at you.
Lick it!
What is yours? Is it just me, Oscar?
So just for some context, I'm on Beachbody On Demand 20-day fix. Did the first day of the program yesterday.
When you
Everything-
finish it, do you grit your teeth and pound your chest?
I'll be back. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I got to bounce back, but I've gained roughly 20 pounds since I was married in October.
It doesn't show.
Oh my God, it looks like I've eaten myself.
Shannon's constant pasta cooking.
And then,
More meringue, dear.
is it just me that I've gained that amount of weight? And I want to say last Wednesday, my wife was like, "Man, like my pants are fitting a little tighter," and I said, "That's not our agreement." I just feel like she needs to keep it tight, even if she's stressed out or there's a lot going on. Because
I think
but
that.
I feel like, look, I'm a man. Like, I'm gonna shed that in 21 days. We'll be A-okay. But women, once they let themselves go, it's much harder for them. Is it just me?
Let me look at you in the eye and say, unequivocally, probably a better example we will not have on Friday's show with tens of callers that we're all called.
Dozens.
It is just you.
Amen,
It is
brother.
all just you, you
Yes.
bastard,
Yeah.
you sexist pig.
Yeah.
It is just you. No, you never articulate that.
No.
And by the way, so your wife said to you that her pants were too tight?
We're fitting a little tighter these days.
And you went into a lecture about, I'm a Ming. I'll shed that. Yeah, I'll shed the weight easily. Do you have
no,
eyes? Do you see
I
what?
I didn't articulate this to her.
No, those are shock.
I'm not a monster.
Oh, you
Not
didn't
yet.
talk to her.
No, but in my eyes, is like,
Is it just
let's
you
see
that
how
you
tight
think-
they get before I say something. You know, that's
Oh,
not our
okay.
agreement.
Wow.
So did she make a comment about the pants being
She said
tight?
her pants were a little tighter, and I did say, and like in the, hey.
Could that have been construed as
this
you
is
like
one of your,
tight pants?
This
like,
is one of your, no, this is one of your,
So let me just make sure
one of
that
her
I've
value
got.
propositions is.
By the way, your
her
is it
appearance.
just me is terrible because I can't figure it out. Let me say is it just me? Is it just me, or should women automatically just be aware of keeping themselves incredibly physically fit?
if
Is
they've
that what
got
it is?
time on their hands.
For the
And she's
benefit
got
of
a
their
lot of
man.
time on her
For the
hands.
benefit
Well,
of their
you know,
man, Mike.
Yes.
It might just be you.
Yeah.
If
It
you're
might
on
just be you.
scholarship, it's part of,
Yeah.
the be
It
average.
might- now look, nobody wants
Maintain
to
it.
see people, let themselves go. Nobody wants to see that.
You're not
Just ask-
healthier. I feel
Just ask
so
Mrs.
unhealthy.
Spiewak and Mrs. O'Mara. I mean, nobody wants to say that, but you really got to be careful about the way you do it. So
Yeah,
I
their
don't
marriage
think
is like
here,
watching the Poseidon Adventure.
I've come full circle because I was gonna, at the beginning I said unequivocally it's just you. No, maybe it's not you. Maybe you feel the way lots of people feel, but it's a. Here I was thinking it was going to be a self-deprecating segment,
Right.
where people were going to, and how he wove Shannon's
Conjurer.
situation. Yeah,
Conjurer.
he just doesn't ever put the spotlight on himself. He
Right.
doesn't do that.
I gained 20 pounds. I'm
Yeah,
a
well,
monster.
you said that, so is it just me, or do I? Anyway, let's.
Is
move
that
on.
Godzilla or Santana?
Okay,
Yeah,
very good.
20 pounds.
Rob, do you have an? Is it just me?
I
by
vary
any
20
chance?
pounds on a daily basis. Yes, I do.
All right, what's yours?
Is it just
I hope
me?
yours is better than Oscar's and mine.
Is it just me, or do you hate people that are so outwardly forward that they don't even allow you to say no? They put you in a defensive position, and here is my example.
You more than others because you fear confrontation.
One time, we were babysitting a young man, and his father dropped him off after soccer practice, and he came in and he was talking, just chatting, and he said, "Hey, his soccer practice was real sweaty. Would you mind if I took a quick shower here?"
At your house?
At my home. And I was literally so shocked and taken aback by this unseemly, unheard of, and wild request that I said, "Yeah, the downstairs shower?" And off he went. And I just stood there, mouth agape, thinking, could I ever be this forward that it actually takes all propriety and throws it out the window?
No,
Is
I'm
it
with you.
just me?
No,
or
I'm
are
with you.
people that are so outwardly forward that they make you have to agree to something that, to me, Mike, as I look back on it, feels seedy and untoward?
No, you were blindsided.
I
would do the
was.
same thing. He hit you so quickly
And so
it might even
hard.
be it might be his trip. It might be his little
kink.
trip that he
Yeah.
does.
He smells
that. It might
weakness.
be
He's
his
like, I
little
can take a
kink,
shower
yeah.
in this guy's shower.
He smells weakness.
No big deal.
That's
I
true.
don't know.
He smells weakness.
I was expecting a bunt, and he started playing home run derby because he was swinging for the fences right
Yeah.
away.
So
And
he was just off.
he
and
was
like,
off. Yeah.
Was
And-
he a physically intimidating presence to you?
No, he just
Was he a little guy or was he a big guy?
He's a thin guy, not short, not tall.
Confident guy, though, right?
Exactly average
Yeah.
and confident. Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe European?
No,
They do things differently there.
I know. And in the Southern American countries.
I don't think it's just you. I'd feel completely taken.
I'd let someone use
Okay.
my shower.
Good.
Hold on. Would you please get in the moment of the it's your creation, Oscar.
Yeah.
And Mike,
It
join
is
us.
your creation.
Join
and
us
he's-
in the
and
next
he's-
segment when Oscar declares the sky is green.
Yeah, it's. I'm simply asking.
It's
would
not
you feel
just
if
him.
somebody did
I
that
feel
and jumped in?
awkward, but I'm telling you that I'd let someone take a shower. I would be
Well, I
blindsided.
probably would
Yeah,
too, but I
was
wouldn't want to.
blindsided. No,
That's
but
the-
would you
weird.
feel weird
It would
after?
be weird.
So it's
It'd be
not
weird.
just
Yes.
me.
So
It's not
so it's
just
not
me.
just Rob.
It's not
Thank
just
God.
Rob.
All
As
right.
hard as that is for you to admit, it's
I'm
not just
admitting
Rob.
that if somebody blindsided me, they would probably be in the shower.
You know,
And
it's amazing
and I'm
to
saying
me
the
because
same thing. So it's
Yes.
not. But I'd feel creepy about it. It's like
I would feel
that's forward.
emasculated. I feel
Right.
violated.
I wouldn't want to use Oscar's shower since he got so fat.
I mean, even if you're going to use
tighten there. It's tighten there. Tough.
even if you're going to use the powder room,
Oscar's fat.
that's
Yeah.
okay. But I mean, a shower.
Well, the powder room has no. He would just have to maybe.
Yeah, do you
dab.
have in your house? Do you have a downstairs shower
We
that
have
was
we have a full bath.
it's like
on
a
the,
guest shower
in the basement. That's the Elvis bathroom. Yeah.
That's the one that's not used that often.
right.
Is that the way that goes?
So
Okay.
it's used when
Yeah.
he comes over.
That's so. So when he got
Weird.
out, did you have to go get him towels and stuff
Well,
like
there is
that?
a towel down there because it's the guest bathroom.
An old dusty towel.
Yeah.
Ladies
so-
and gentlemen, hit the music again. Here we go.
Okay.
Do people bother you? Do little things that folks do drive you nuts while not seeming to bother anyone else? Do you ever wonder, is it just me? Yes, if life's minor day-to-day issues make you want to stab your fellow man in the eye with a knitting needle or a knitting needle, then the Mike O'Mara Show's here for you. Starting Friday at 9 a.m., we will be opening our phones for a brand new call-in feature, Is It Just Me? For what I think we've given a wonderful example
I
of
think
what
so
it is.
too.
Friday phones will be open 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. Call with your gripes, your slights, and your fights, and we'll have a frank discussion to help you, to sympathize with you, and most importantly, to judge you. Call us Friday morning and find out if it's just you on the Mike O'Mara Show. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, the man from Japan, Mr. Ponyboy Matt Bloom. Do you have an Is It Just Me?
Yes,
Pony?
I do, Mike. Is it
Very
just me?
Yes, I do, Mike.
Is it just me, or should there be a limit to the number of old people that can be allowed into a grocery store at one time?
Oh, because they bus them in. Yeah.
Every day at my Wegmans, the retirement camp across the street, they ship over buses full of old people. They let them out for like 3 hours to get exercise or whatever. They cram up my Wegmans. They go to all the sample booths and they say, I don't know, do I want orange juice or do I want to try the grape juice? They won't try both. They'll only try one because they can't have too many flavors in one day. Then 3 of them go down an aisle. They get stuck. They can't turn around.
Ageism. Ageism.
Oh,
Yeah.
This is your
Ageist.
people.
Age shaming.
You listen
Age
to
shaming.
that fan club, window into the
Right.
soul.
Yeah, you know what.
You know,
what's
Pony,
up.
I'd love to commiserate with you here, but you're being a little bit ageist.
Yeah.
You really are being a
Being
little
real
and-
rude.
And you're talking to somebody that used to go to this. I used to call it. I referred to it on the show as the Cemetery Giant in Rockville.
Yes.
When I went across the street, and you have never lived until you have seen a 1,000-year-old woman go into a change purse to pay for her milk and eggs.
Yeah.
It was, I seriously was saying, roll the casket up, jump in. I've got places to go. So, but yes, I if you have a collection of elderly people that, like, if it's over 50,
They create a
that are in
bottleneck.
a store, it can slow the
My
process down a
parents'
little.
Giant is right next to. They have two options: one in Olney proper, and the one that's in Leisure World. Leisure World is right down the street from my parents.
There you go.
The name speaks for itself. And if
Same area of like what's the county?
it's Montgomery County.
Montgomery
Yes.
County. Yes,
It's named after Montgomery
County.
Burns.
If God
Right.
forbid there are no baguettes in the Olney Giant, I have to go to the Leisure World Giant, and I always do the sign of the cross because when I walk in there, if there is that proportion over 50-50,
Right.
we've got a bottleneck at every turn.
And
Should not be
Pony-
the express lane. It should be the depressed lane. That's what it should be.
First
because
off-
they do not move in the express
Pharmacy,
lane.
forget about it.
Oh, that's where they
Forget
live
it.
too.
2 weeks.
It's your fault for shopping at Wegmans. Yeah, it would be handled better at another.
Oh, now you're
established
making it into a
grocerist.
Wegmans thing.
But I
All
will
right.
say this: that when I checked at the Safeway in Richmond, which is now an academic building for VCU because they bought everything,
Right.
we had a good mix of underage college kids trying to buy beer and old Richmond people. And at least once per checking shift, they would pull out the change purse. But what they would do is they'd dump it on the conveyor belt. And if I wasn't fast enough to stop the conveyor belt, the conveyor belt would eat their change. Because it
There
would
it
keep
is.
going, and that was always a problem. So yeah,
Well,
I have
you know
to
what?
agree that the
I think maybe like is it just me? There's a little truth in it, but
Yes.
there's a little you in it too. Now that's an example of is it just me? I'm going to make a rule here,
okay.
and I would love Oscar for the first time in your life. I would love you to back me up on this.
Okay.
If I see is it just me's that are splayed out all over social media with the little helpers that just can't keep it in their pants,
We will
I will
delete your post.
I will unfriend you.
Yes.
Oscar will delete you from the fan
I'll
page.
use my admin rights.
Use your admin. We
still have 'em.
save this for Friday's show. You save this
Save
for
the
Friday's show.
juice.
We actually
I
discussed
don't
this. This is an audio presentation. This is not something that can be read. This is
No.
not something that can be written. This
Right.
needs to be done on Friday's show. Mike, that's gospel truth.
Right, and the way it'll be will be, I don't think it's you. I think it's a lot of people feel the same way, or it's just you. You're an abnormal personality. You don't belong in a civilized society. There you go. You're the one that should be stabbed in the eye with a knitting needle. That's it. But anyway, is it just me, Oscar? What do you think? Do you think I basically gave people
we
the-
workshopped this, Mike, and you distilled it into something beautiful.
I think it's going to be special
too.
Friday morning, 9 a.m., and we will be telling you about it all week long, but be aware of the brand new call-in feature, Is It Just Me, on Friday's show. We'll find out if it's just you or if it's me. Or
One more, just one bonus one.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
good.
A
Is
bonus, Is It Just Me?
Is it just me, or is Rob's copy the worst?
Would you like to hear it? Would you like to hear it? All right, let me-
Let's bow to his demands.
I don't want to hear.
all right, and I'm going to read it. I'm going to read it with gusto.
Thank you.
Can you
not
explain
gonna-
the
I'm not gonna-
process for people who are just joining us?
Hey, Mike,
again?
I
We
do
have an
have one
idea.
question.
Oscar brings an idea about we'll do something that it's not. We didn't call it Is It Just Me,
No.
but we actually said, hey, we'll do something that, and then it became Is It Just Me, and we decided Oscar thought it'd be a good idea to have another interactive feature on the
Yes.
show because we need ever forward to keep moving and doing.
So
that. I
Rob
think-
writes the copy because he is the copywriter.
Although when we left
Right.
yesterday, we all wanted to come in with ideas. I'm curious, how was Oscar's copy?
yeah, but Oscar came up with the idea.
you're looking at,
However, we said we'd all come with copy.
No, I
Oh,
thought we
no.
said we'd all come with a.
No,
Is it just me?
yeah, his ideas.
No, I think we said we were going to all write
Oh
something.
no, you've never asked me to write something. You're conjuring right now.
Maybe. Who
I
knows?
write with my foot.
All right.
What does that looks like?
So
Doesn't
first of all,
look
this
like
is
it.
all right. Ready?
Well.
Ready? Here we go. Is it? And we changed it from Is it me to Is it just me?
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll put Is it just me? Ready?
All right, yes.
All right. You ready? You gonna start the music?
Yeah, well. New start on the music.
Life is a series of situations, and sometimes they get awkward. So, when the awkward happens, who's at fault, you or them? It begs the question, is it just me? Well, wonder no longer. This Friday we'll get to the bottom of it for you. Just call us at 1-888-920-MORE. That's 1-888-920-6673. Explain your awkward situation to us, and we'll let you know who blew it. Let us judge you. Is it just me? This Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern on The Mike O'Mara Show.
Not your best read.
There you go.
I know you. You.
Yeah. Do people bother you? Are you fat? Anyway. Oh, my God. We still have the mailbag. We have to break. Start the show, you copywriting hunk.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Oh, here you are, my little cloudy dovey. Go, get thee hence and destroy yon upstart.
Scream.
Stop them! Squash them! Crash them! Obliterate them!
You have as a great party, and we brought back lots of lovely souvenirs. Here is the motor, and I've got a little love,
And I've got a hole in my pocket.
a hole.
Well, half a hole anyway. I gave the rest to Jeremy.
What can he do with half a hole?
I fix it to keep his mind from wandering.
Hey, look at John, will ya?
What's the matter, John, love? Blue meanies?
Newer and bluer meanies have been sighted within the vicinity of this theatre. There's only one way to go out.
How's that?
Singing! 1, 2, 3, ah!
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
That is a little private joke between Rob and I. Rob, can you probably give a little background for those of you that might not know that piece of tape, what people were listening to just then?
Yeah, that's the Blue Meanies from Yellow Submarine, a 1968 animated feature about the Beatles that the Beatles did not do their own voices in. They just did the music. They appeared in that last little sequence where they tell us to go out singing. But it's weird, when I was little and there was only 4 TV stations, it was on Channel 5 all the time. And as I watch it as an adult, it's the most horrifying film you've ever seen. It is surreal and drug-addled, and it's probably why I'm screwed up as an adult. But the music is
amazing.
great. Yellow Submarine right there.
The Blue Meanie, and that's why when we go, glove.
Glove is
so
sort of
weird.
like the heavy for the Blue Meanies.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
the evil creature. We are live from the Flavor Studios in our nation's capital. This is the Mike O'Mara Show, the Mike O'Mara Show, a worldwide podcast and radio show with loyal listeners who get it. I'm going to cough. So,
glove!
glove. And we've got listeners who get it. If you're here, you're in the know. We're on air on demand, heard on our wonderful app. Get it now and get the show all day, every day. You can reach us at 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. The Mike O'Mara Show is on now, Blue Meanies. And brought to you by Quip. Here's a fact. Good oral health impacts your overall health, so why aren't you brushing your teeth properly, huh? Why, Glove?
Brush them, obliterate them.
Be smart. Start brushing better today. All you need is Quip. It is the company that's refreshing the way people brush their teeth. Quip is an electric toothbrush that packs premium vibration and timer features into an ultra-slim design at half the cost of bulkier brushes. Quip is sleek, it's elegant, and so well designed it makes brushing your teeth a pleasure. I love my Quip, and it's got it right up on the mirror. The little streamlined space-age carrying case for my tiny little streamlined, beautifully designed toothbrush.
Wonderful.
By the way, they won a GQ Grooming Award. They made it on Oprah's 2017 New Year's Old list. Best of all, Quip starts at just $25, and you can subscribe for new brush heads on a dentist-recommended 3-month plan for just $5. Go right now to getquip.com/TMOS to get your first refill pack free with a Quip electric toothbrush. Listen again, your first refill pack is free at getquip.com/TMOS. That's GETQUIP.com/TMOS. quip.com/TMOS. Support TMOS by supporting Quip. It will make you smile like never before. Thank you, Quip.
Quip is the best. Love it.
Perfect.
We have to get to the mailbag, but talk amongst yourself while I expectorate. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Expectoration. Because it's not all about us, Oscar. No.
Now-
It's all about you. Great mailbag today. I think you guys are in for a treat.
It's all about
You.
It's all about
Phlegm.
All about you.
All these
God.
Thing that I do.
Thank you. It is all about you, everybody. Phlegm, 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 phlegm. Urgent care. Happy birthday to Shelley Guevara. She is a former police dispatcher who is now a professional cake decorator and a stained glass artiste.
Oh, wow.
Man.
And she loves the bonus show. Hoo-ha!
Hoo-ha!
Michael Costello is celebrating his birthday in the land of Doodah this year.
Do
Whatever.
anyone know what doodah is?
What is the land of Doodah?
I have no idea, but they said it in the letter like I should know. Do you know what the land of doodah is?
Doodah.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Camptown races, so
Yeah.
maybe it's that, but
So where would that have taken place? Camptown Races sing this song, Doodah, Doodah.
I think that was a track in New York.
Is it really?
I thought
Okay.
Maybe
so.
he's from New York.
Could be.
Happy birthday from your wife and the pups,
Aw.
Michael Costello.
It's very kind.
I know that name, by the way.
Oh,
He's trouble.
trouble?
He's trouble.
His wife isn't, though.
Yeah.
The pups?
Very sweet. The
Yeah, his
pups
wife's
must be
okay.
nice.
Pups must be nice.
Yeah. Lisa Rosenmerkel writes, I have a question for the mailbag if you guys think it's not too inside baseball.
Uh-huh.
I just watched the rebooted Roseanne. Rob mentioned that he thought the laugh track was a bit overdone. But at the beginning of the show, they announced filmed in front of a live studio audience. I always thought that meant the laughter came from the live studio audience. Do they pipe in a laugh track if the studio audience isn't laughing enough? Or do you think it was the audience just piped in too loud? Thanks for the continued education. And that comes from Lisa Rosenmerkel. Do you have an answer for Rob Spiewak?
I know this, whether or not they are live laughs or piped-in laughs, and they do sweeten the laughter on all sitcoms, but they do mic the live audience. The final mix is the call of the production staff. So if it's too loud, it's not because the audience was laughing too hard. It's because they mixed it too loud.
Yeah.
And I did watch the first two episodes.
Did you like them?
Yeah, I thought they were as good as the original.
Yes.
And it was a nice
Story
nod to
today
it.
that the ratings were actually larger than they thought. So they
Wow.
actually had larger.
You want to apologize to
ratings.
America, Spiewak?
On a daily basis, I do, Oscar.
Moving right along. Hi, guys. Is it just me?
Oh, my God!
Well, look
How
what
about
happened.
that?
Whoa.
Or does Italian intern Andrea's voice sound like Eddie Murphy's character, Prince Akeem from Coming to America? Yours truly, Charlie Warren.
So I went down into the vault, and I pulled some Akeem audio, and I pulled some Andreas audio, and let's see what you think. We'll start with Eddie Murphy in
right.
Coming to America.
Oh, it was most exhilarating. The Giants of New York took on the Packers of Green Bay. And in the end, the Giants triumphed by kicking an oblong ball made of pigskin to a big H. It was a most ripping victory.
So that's Eddie Murphy, and here is some dry audio from Andreas.
Pick your date up at her house and come to the door. Parental approval is
No, I
of
see
the
no
utmost
similarity.
Not at all.
He's
No.
another.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry, Charlie Warren.
Sorry,
It's not
Charlie.
your real
Almost.
name anyway. But
No, not
almost,
even close.
but and by the way, Andrea is getting a quite a following on
Oh,
social
he's getting
media.
a lot of run.
I loved his Barcelona churros. That was wonderful.
Yeah,
anyway.
he all food of Europe, not
Yes,
just
very
Italian.
walking through the streets of Europe.
He
Ciao
always
Bella.
seems to be chasing a woman and buying street food.
Yes. I don't know why I was doing on the streets of Barcelona, but it was something to do with love. Moving right along, Mike, as a fellow baseball fan, I would like to hear your take on a new rule adopted by minor league baseball. Our team here in Rochester, New York, the Red Wings, is the AAA affiliate of the Twins. This year, we can look forward to this gem of an idea. Extra innings will begin with a runner on second base. To me, that sounds like a rule we might have had in our old neighborhood when it was getting too dark to keep playing. In addition, they will limit visits to the mound, and there will also be a 15-second pitch timer. So in extra innings, they're putting a guy on second base.
They are testing this out.
Yeah.
I think this cheapens our beloved game and would like to hear your initial thoughts. Pace of play, my tookus, sickened Janet Ward. Me too, Janet. That is a ridiculously, contrived rule. You know, I mean, I would much rather, it has to be skill. Now, here's an idea I would have. If you wanted to have extra innings, say you have a home run derby.
Yeah.
Or say you have you have 3 batters come up, and you see who you get a point for a base hit. You get a point for you know what I mean, like a double, or I don't know.
See, I had a different idea too.
It's got to be skill based.
This is not my original idea.
Okay.
You know, we work on Dominique's ESPN show on the weekends, right? But one of Dominique's co-hosts, Clinton Yates from ESPN, had a great take on this, and I'll paraphrase.
All right.
He said and he's a baseball fanatic.
Okay.
Like, he is in. He said it's going to be hard for the Major League Baseball to make everyone happy. They need to choose who they're going to focus on, the future or the past. And this willy-nilly, like, we'll do this, and keep both audiences, isn't going to work. They got to figure out which audience they're going to go after, the past or the present, and move forward.
There is a way they could please everybody.
How's that?
And this would be in extra innings in the case of a tie. Hot dog eating contest.
There you go. Solution.
Thank you.
Moving right along here. Gentlemen, please to explain the origin of the Whitehall Inn fruit fritters bit. If you have explained it in recent years, I must have missed it and would love to know where it came from. A great show, and keep up the funny. John Filson. I'm here to tell you that I worked at a radio station called WYRE in Annapolis, and Gene Baxter, who went on to be known as Bean, of Kevin and Bean in Los Angeles.
And
Gene
also
Baxter,
Flash Phillips, right?
Flash Phillips for a time, worked at another radio station with him. Gene Baxter had a commercial running for the Whitehall Inn, and Gene always had this kind of delivery that's like this, and Whitehall's famous fruit fritters. And so he talked about the Whitehall Inn, which was in Annapolis, right before the Bay Bridge. And I always noticed that particular commercial, and then I started doing it on my own and talked about Whitehall's famous fruit fritters. And it was alliteration, and alliteration can be funny. And I decided that I would continue doing it. And then whenever I get a person's name that is like Frank Felice or Peppermint Patty, I said, if Peppermint Patty's on the way down, going down to Ocean City, she may want to stop by the Whitehall Inn and have some fruit fritters.
And it got a resurgence when we were taking pictures of your Annapolis home.
Yes.
And we saw the Whitehall Inn, and you started talking about it. That's what brought it to the forefront.
It's always been fun, and in seeing the place freestanding while I think I was in Annapolis, and then abandoned when I was still there, and then watching it in various stages of decay over the years as you drive by this vacant lot. How they survived anyway, like off Route 50, behind a gas station, up a road and down a lane, I don't know anyway, but that's the way.
Location. Now it's just a haunted structure.
Yes, just a haunted structure with fruit fritters.
They drove by, they're like, I guess we can't get off the exit now, and then just kept driving.
Yeah, exactly. And I lived, by the way, I could probably walk to the Whitehall Inn when I lived in Annapolis, because I lived on St. Margaret's Road, which was sort of a parallel road to Route 50.
But you'd have to cross Route 50, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I remember when
Look
they
both
moved
ways.
No, I could stay on my side. I could stay on my side.
All right.
We were on the right side of the road, and so was the Whitehall Inn. I believe it was on the right, Rob, right?
I thought it was on the left as you were going.
No, I think as you're heading to the Bay Bridge, it's on the right.
Oh.
The Whitehall Inn with their famous fruit fritters. I think that's the way it goes.
You would be a perfect pedestrian.
A perfect pedestrian on the right way. Whatever. All I know is at the exit where I got off at St. Margaret's Road, they changed the little windmill restaurant to a Red Hot and Blue, which was the hottest rib joint of its day. And I remember the first time I went in, and I went, "These ribs don't taste good." I remember that. I remember saying that was like all the hype, and it was hype. It was all this big hype, the best ribs you'll ever. No, they sucked.
You know what they were?
What?
Rotten ribs.
Thank you very much. I can't come up with one because I'm depleted. Next letter. We all know you guys are yardstick when it comes to bringing the funny. Unfortunately, Snickers Corporation has ripped off our beloved Bolivian. You be the judge. What?
Okay,
Did
this
I-
is an audio presentation. He says.
Did I
that-
read that right? It's a non sequitur.
No,
Rob has the audio.
Yeah.
Yes, we have an audio.
Dan Cortez from Salt Lake City says, "We all know you guys are yardstick when it comes to bringing the funny. Unfortunately, Snickers Corporation has ripped off our beloved Bolivian. You be the judge, Dan Cortez. Play the clip.
This is a new Snickers spot where newscasters are, they're hungry. They need a Snickers and they can't talk.
And now, Metro News at 6.
Tom? Hey. Back to you guys. Thanks, Tom. Julianne?
Paul?
Snickers satisfies.
So what they're referencing is this.
Yes.
And
I
the noise
understand,
they made
Bruce.
was this. And also this.
Hey.
But it's different than this.
There it all is. Thank you, Dan Cortez.
So I don't know if it's a ripoff or not.
From Salt Lake City.
I'll take the
Utah.
credit.
Thank you.
Hey, Rob, next letter. How about I'm about a week behind on the podcast, but I just wanted to let you know that once met Wilfred Brimley at a wet T-shirt contest. Christian Johnson. This is a strange mailbag.
Remember
this
last
week.
week the guy said he met Wilfred Brimley at a cockfight. So it's a throwback to that.
You won't get any older and they won't see your nipples. Take a picture of nice ice cold water and put it right on top of the T-shirt with the Bears logo on it. You too? You saw a nipple too? Moving right along. Dear Mailbag, felicitations and congratulations to Mike and Rob, who have been together for 26 years today.
Wow.
Is that today?
It is today.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Could we impose on each of you to share a story about the single most memorable experience of working together across these last 26 years? That comes from our friend Dirk Vastrick.
Honestly, I didn't remember that today was the day until I prepared the mailbag.
All
And,
right.
I think when I think back, the most memorable moments that we shared have always been backstage before something live.
Yes.
And I don't want to cop out to that. There's one very special moment that we shared is when you did allow me to bring on Robert's oncologist and walk around the entire
I have
story.
to stop you. I have to stop you.
Mhm.
That's 26 years, okay? Just for 1 second, think about this. That is a 26-year run. And before he started, I was thinking in my mind, is he going to talk about when he was able to bring his doctors in to talk about Robert's treatment and remission and how that went? That is exactly the moment. I am not faking this. That is the same moment. Rob will not tell you this because he's too nice a guy, but we on the Don and Mike show underwent Don an unspeakable tragedy, and right after that, within a week of that tragedy, Rob found out that his kid was diagnosed with pediatric leukemia.
We found the first symptoms.
Within a week of Frida losing her life.
Heard about the first symptoms of it when we were driving home from Frida's funeral. When we called
Man.
and checked in to see how he was doing.
It was stunningly depressing for the show, and because of that situation, Rob's difficulties with dealing with this, just any parent. Can you imagine what that is to live life?
Your job.
Flash forward to
colleagues.
Don moved on. We did the Mike O'Mara show.
Family.
And Rob, I don't know how it came about. I don't remember how it came about that you wanted to.
When we started to lay out
or
the show.
I suggested to you we ought to commemorate this.
When we laid out the show, you
Right.
said you would, this is your call, but would you like to talk about it? And I said, only when his chemo is done. I want to
Right.
get to that point. And I
Right.
believe it might have been in April of 2009. Is that sort of, I would have to check the date, but that's about it. And you allowed me to bring in his chief oncologist. And we told the entire story. And it was about 3/4 of the show.
Yeah.
And it was,
I remember.
Carrie was there, and Julia was there, and Robert was there. And it was such a cleansing moment to be able to let it all go. And you were so supportive and, in fact, invited me to do it. And, we've been through a lot of times in 26 years.
But I remembered it because I remember finding that out. And, we had to kind of step up during that period of time. And then I took that Friday, and I'm not proud of this at all. I'm not proud of this at all. But I got that news from, I think Beth Ann called me. And she told me about your
smiling?
situation. I said, I know that we were instructed by the main guy to hold down the fort. There will not be a show on Friday. That's just a little more than we can take. And as I said, I am not proud of this. This was on a Friday. I sat at my little restaurant in Manassas from 11 o'clock until whenever.
Yeah.
And they informed me that I did a pretty serious amount of damage on an entire bottle of Irish whiskey that day. And I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that time. And so it was really kind of a joy to come back and do it. But that's my memory, too. That's
so wild.
Of the 26 years, that is my memory. That jumps out at me.
As a fan, if I may, just seeing you guys work together and as a listener, I did a show, even before I did a show in the day part before your program came on. I just, after all these years listening to you guys together, what really stands out in my mind is, and this really shows both sides of the coin for us, is the time that we all ganged up on Pony when he didn't go to Japan.
That was a great moment. That was great.
When was that?
That was really special.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. And Oscar, thanks for bringing yourself into that. That's the three of us.
Yeah.
We'll never forget that one.
Yeah. It was great.
Man, I love it.
I have another
There's
moment.
no better
too.
moment than when we all just pounded on him and pissed his mother off.
Yeah.
That's just that's a special moment.
And there's a close second, and I didn't know if I was going to bring it up or not.
What's that?
I always thought it was really special when Buzz left.
All right. Thanks, Dirk. Moving right along. I hold in my hand the last letter.
Hi-oh!
Guys, is Kevin Spacey's disgusting sexual predation going to prevent TMOS from ever again writing prepared comedy material in the form of nonsensical Southern colloquialisms? That's like wearing a mink condom to a car show, all show and no go. That bit killed. We can't let Spacey stop quality shtick, right? If you're going to wear the apron, you might as well paint the trellis with hot sauce.
Amen.
To hell with Francis Underwood. Wouldn't this bit work with any Southern gentleman character? Yes, it would.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to let Kevin Spacey's horrible, terrible behavior destroy a great comedy bit.
Here, here.
Haley Barber comes to mind. Me too. But who knows who he is anymore? This letter's like a cocktail fork made of barbed wire. No matter what happens, you're going to get blood on the shrimp. Did he write these?
No, these are ones that we've actually used.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How about this? Pony writes colloquialisms for Rob, and Rob writes for Mike. Neither Mike nor Rob reads their material in advance, and then either the Southern Bells, okay, now you're getting too crazy. Possibly for Masters this week, or even dueling foghorn leghorns execute this bit. You may think you're smart, Mr. Letter Writer, but I lay good money against bad that you don't know how to wax a submarine.
That's a Pony one.
I know the TMOS team hates it when helpers try to produce, but could you please take this idea under advisement anyway? All the best, Colin Lowry. And we needed one last one. We needed a last one for Colin Lowry, you know? Colin, let me tell you something. Idea man just like paint.
How?
You can spread it on the porch, but you better not let your grandmother find it in the crack of your ass. Now
She always said that.
Doing the very best I can, but that's comedy boys. You leave the
Yes.
the last, the kicker.
Killing
That's the way that works. We will take a break and come back with the show's practically over.
Yes,
I don't know
it
what's
is.
going on here.
Lots of commercials.
Yes, lots of commercials coming up, everybody.
And now, advice from Andrea.
Hello, ladies. This is Andrea, the Italian TMOS intern. Here's my advice on how to master diabetes. Go to a bakery and watch other people eat cakes while you savor a gluten-free cookie. Sit in a pub, and when your friend asks, "Want a beer?" say you'll stick to the water. When you want something sweet, go to the kitchen and prepare oatmeal without added sugar. And remember to tell every person you want to date that you have diabetes for added flair. And then have them back at your place for a sweet, sweet injection. Then,
Wow.
and only then,
Yeah.
will you master diabetes. Buon divertimento. Ciao,
Thank you.
belle.
Thank you, Andrea. It's a weird one. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by eHarmony. If you've tried online dating, chances are you've run into lazy text messages, dead-end conversations, and random matches that never materialize. eHarmony is unlike any other online dating site. It helps you find lasting, meaningful relationships. It's not a shallow hookup site. eHarmony uses years and years of science, data, and psychological research to send you the right matches. The science is sound, and I personally recommend eHarmony to anyone who's looking for a real relationship. Our own Pony Boy is an eHarmony member. You can't get to know someone just by looking at their picture, and you'll never swipe right into a lasting relationship.
True.
eHarmony brings compatible people together. That's why I love the site. Right now, our listeners can get a free month with eHarmony when they sign up for a 3-month subscription. Just enter the code TMOS at checkout. Stop waiting and start your journey to a satisfying, meaningful relationship. It can be fun to play around with online dating apps, but when you are ready to fall in love with someone and have a meaningful relationship, there's only one app that's built to bring you real love.
Love.
eHarmony. Come see how eHarmony can change your life. Go to eHarmony.com and get started and enter the code TMOS at checkout. Welcome back to the show. We got time for a very, very short break here. Villanova, congratulations to the national champions, ladies and gentlemen. The Villanova Hoosiers were the...
Did you see the conclusion of the game? Because they had led since like halfway through the first half. There was no excitement. You can actually hear. I'll play this for you.
All right.
You can hear the confetti cannon go off because everyone
It's
just knew that they're
double-digit
gonna
lead.
win.
Like-
Yeah, it was a 79-62.
So Villanova's going to win its second championship in the last 3 years. And Villanova, your 2018 national champions in San Antonio.
Boy, that sounds exciting.
That was the confetti cannon going off. And you just hear like, yeah.
They need to pipe in crowd noise.
Yeah,
So
like
what was
they
the
do on
final?
Roseanne.
Well,
What was
because
the
the game
final
was.
score?
Oh, good.
It was 79-62, but the thing is
Who predicted that?
You
Who
did?
predicted that?
You
Thank
did
you.
destroying.
Thank you very much.
But
you can't-
Villanova
you have
was
a
in
team
the
that
lead.
shoots three-pointers like the NBA. You're going to have that.
No.
I have to say there was a reason I did not see the game.
Yeah.
I would like to thank the Vicks Corporation for
Lavoris.
producing Lavoris, all their fine products, Vicks Vapor Up. And the NyQuil that I took, I take like a tiny little bit over the little cup. I take a cup and then I take a tiny little bit extra.
Now, when you say cup, do you mean an 8-ounce cup, like a kitchen cup measurer?
No, the little plastic thing that goes on top of the NyQuil.
pre-measured thing. Yeah.
So I take that and then I take a teeny tiny bit more.
You should.
And I will say this, that it was fantastic. I had to lift myself up off my man chair to just hurl my body into the room, and I hit the sheet. Carla is watching, one of her man murder shows, and I closed my eyes. He was guilty.
tomorrow?
As it turns out, he finally admitted to killing him. Then they found the body. It was something like that. They were like pulling a body in a sheet out of a shallow grave.
My
I was like,
kids
hey.
love watching Daddy's Dead shows, too. So, I mean, it's something that they do. What is it, the ID Network?
Yeah.
They show
It
them
was-
all day.
yeah.
And then I
Investigation.
remember
Creepy.
I remember hearing her shutting off the television. She took, she's got it too, so she took a little of the NyQuil and I click, 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 beluga on the hardwood floor with the click. God, it just saw the feet off sometimes. I swear to God, it's great. Is it just me? Anyway,
I think you're fine.
And then off to Dreamland.
How fast does the NyQuil
I got
grab
up at
you?
6:45. I got up at 6:45.
God,
I went to
that's-
bed at 9:00. I got up at 6:45. It was amazing. It
It's
was
like nearly
incredible.
10 hours.
I would kill
Yeah.
for those.
Oh,
Z's.
it was so Oscar. I mean, as bad as
NyQuil
I
doesn't
feel
help
today,
me anymore. I can drink a half a bottle of NyQuil, and I'm still like, oh, I don't think
yeah, but you
know-
mix it with Coke.
Oh, I've never done that before.
NyQuil is hit or miss with me. Last night it was hit, and I
How
will
fast
tell
did
you,
it take when you took it?
Within 20 minutes.
That's
I took it like
magical.
at 8:15, 8:30, and then I was out, and I
So
missed the
jealous.
entire. I was getting ready to watch the national championship, and I didn't see But it looked like it was a boring game. Like
9:30.
Villanova just waxed them,
Yeah,
right?
they led.
That's a late
from
start.
Starting at 6:08 left in the first half, Villanova never gave up the lead. That's how an exciting game it was.
And I think there's only the 4th double-digit win in the finals. So
That's incredible. That is truly, and it's because of their outside shooting, right? Villanova's outside.
well, they
shooting
actually
is
came out
spectacular.
cold, and
Really?
they just started going to the hoop, and then they got fouled a zillion times. It just you sat there, you're like, usually when a team comes out cold with their threes,
Yeah.
you're like, oh man, this is gonna be interesting. No, they just figured out they could just go straight
Great
to the hoop.
sports week.
That was
Great
it.
Dick
sports week
Vitale
opening
said that
baseball.
Michigan also took NyQuil before the game.
There you go. Very good. All right. Well, we took that. Congratulations to the Villanova Wildcats.
Yes.
Is that what it is?
Nice
It's
pull.
the Wildcats, right? The Villanova Wildcats.
Look at
All
you,
right,
Mike.
whatever. Good Catholic.
NyQuil and everything. Good cat.
Just Catholic school.
The best Catholic.
The best Catholic. All right. We'll take a break. Come back with more on the Mike O'Meara.
Fridays on the More Network. Red hot extra show action.
Bonus, bonus, bonus.
You think 5 shows a week are enough? You're wrong.
Bonus, bonus, bonus.
See the Bluminator transform into a 30-foot tall tech-supporting robot. Watch Rob Spiewak jump his hot rod music machine over 50 interns and make them cry. You want DC douchebaggery? We've got Santana, we've got scholarships, and we've got spite houses.
Drain the swamp.
Speaking of swamps, Mike O'Meara is killing it in Cocoonville.
Titanium hits.
There might be cussing.
Bonus, bonus, bonus.
Get it now.
MikeO'MearaShow.com.
Wow, that's intense. Welcome back to the Mike O'Meara Show. Hey, if you're not growing, you're dying.
True.
Satine, you're dying. Which is why Cornerstone First Financial is proud to announce that they are now licensed in Georgia.
Yeah.
Yay! And more states are soon to come. So whether you're in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, or Georgia, or Florida, right? You didn't put Florida in there.
It's at the end. The whole deal in the end.
Okay. Cornerstone is there to help when you need it. If you're buying, selling, or refinancing, okay, fine. All you need is Cornerstone First. They know exactly what to do, so even if you don't, you'll still come out on top. It's a fact that interest rates are going up, so all TMOS listeners need to act now to refinance, to take cash out, or to pay off debt before rates go up even further. Cornerstone First Financial is there to help. They can figure out your best financial moves and get them done for you so you save money. Approved by Oscar Santana. Click their banner on our website or call Cornerstone First Financial 202-625-1221. Mention TMOS and receive a free appraisal at closing from Georgetown to Georgia. Personal attention from application to closing. Licensed in Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Florida, and Georgia. Don't wait. Now's the time to call Cornerstone First Financial. Yeah, you got to mention the whole thing in the front. That's
Okay.
the way, we do that, right?
We do that.
I mean, come on. Anyway, it was bliss last night to get that entire 8 hours
Did
of
it
sleep.
surprise you when you wake up? Because sometimes if I have to wake up, I'm getting older, so I have to get up and sometimes visit the toy in the middle of the night.
That's
And
another thing. I made
Never
sure
call
to
it a toy again.
And so
It's
I
so creepy.
the potty.
The potty. I
How
have
about
to,
the bathroom?
I have to make small potty.
How about lick it?
So
The toy.
So when I get up and if it's like 1, I'm like, all right, I still got some time left, to sleep.
Yeah,
But
right.
if you get up and it's like 4:20 and you know
Sucks.
that your alarm's going to go off in 20
Oh,
minutes,
yeah.
it's like balls.
Today.
If that's the time I smoke a big fat joint.
Yeah, 4:20.
Yeah, it'd go
When
right.
when people tell me they get 8 hours of sleep
Yeah.
outside of you, Mike, it really pisses me off.
Yeah. I always
so
ask
mad.
in a row.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about the time. In order for me to get 8 hours of sleep with a kid that gets up at about 6:15,
Yeah.
sometimes 7 o'clock, I have to be asleep by 10 o'clock, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And
10
in
to
this
6
particular-
is 8 hours. So you
10
can-
to 6 is 8 hours. So 10 o'clock, I mean, who goes to sleep at 10 o'clock?
You do.
I know.
Come on.
You're going to miss that new show, Deception.
You'll
You'll miss The Good Doctor or
Oh, you know what I watched the other night?
The Nightly
Instinct?
News.
Is that the one with Alan Cumming?
The Deception?
No, Instinct.
Instinct, that's the
Instinct.
one, yeah.
God, it sucks.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
It's too cute.
Too
yeah, Murder
cutesy?
is cute. Murder is cute.
I've
Anyway,
watched Alex Inc., the first episode.
Oh, I put that in my DVR based
You'll
on
like
some
it.
recommendations. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
actually
the
good.
thing that keeps me up, though, till 1 or even 2 o'clock in the morning now, my latest habit, I have to put the computer down. Late night YouTubing.
Yeah.
I will go down
It's the
bunny
screen.
trails with YouTube.
The screen
which
is stimulating you.
And isn't
it's
it horrifying?
stimulating me, and
Yes.
I'll watch like ridiculous stuff. I can go very, very dark. I can go super dark. Like my latest little trip is I watched a hyena kill a stork, and that's
Worst
you want to talk about
bedtime story ever.
Yeah, or it might have been
What are
a
you
wild
doing,
dog.
Papa?
It might have been a jackal. It might have been a jackal that killed a stork.
But I think it's scary how well YouTube, I think it gets to know you because
Yeah.
after you watch something, there's 5 things all of a sudden
Yes.
that are really important. That
Are you
need to
getting
see.
my GrooveTube videos that
I've watched
been
them
sending
all
you?
and replied to all of them. They're fantastic.
Did you see Uranus? Did you see that one?
That is
Brown 25 from Uranus.
Share
Oscar
with
would
the
like 'em too.
class.
so
Okay,
graphic.
so the GrooveTube I stumbled upon with my late night YouTubing. I stumbled upon the 1970s feature film that was just horrible at the time. Really, no production values. Called the GrooveTube, and the comedy informs my comedy like nothing I've ever seen before. And it's called the GrooveTube. And there's this one. I'll describe it to you. They've got a commercial that comes on 5 years ago. We at Uranus came up with a wonderful new polymer, and it shows a stainless steel tube. Just a stainless steel tube that comes down in the middle, and it looks like brownie batter coming out. It looks like poo that's coming out, Brown 29.
Yeah.
And they said it
does everything.
It does everything. It's stronger than steel, more flexible thing. And then they show it, and then at the end they just like throw a doll on it. And
Yeah,
you just-
because they
and
say
you
that'll
gotta go-
revolutionize production of children's toys, and they throw a baby doll into a pile.
and it's just and it looks exactly like dog do, and it's just at Uranus we're making things come out better, and it's just stupid, silly, and I'm laughing. I'm unhinging my jaw.
I have to guess that now that you're rewatching it, the GrooveTube must work better in segments than it does in a long presentation. Because
I think
if you
the
had all
GrooveTube
that
is a
stuff,
series of sketches. That's what it is.
But the
It's
thing
a
with the
series of
clown,
sketches.
where he takes off his nose and puts on the glasses and reads old school porn.
Yeah, he said, "Hi, boys and girls." He's doing a kids show. And it's like,
my
okay,
God.
it's time. Yeah, you couldn't do it today.
No,
you
you
couldn't
couldn't.
do it today. It's that funny. And he says, "Okay, boys and girls, time to get the big people out of the room. Time to get the big people out of the room. Get the big people out of the room." And he goes, "Are they all gone?" And he's looking at the camera like this. "Are they all gone? You sure? Okay. And he takes his nose off and he lights a cigarette. And he
Puts
said,
on
"Today we're gonna-"
glasses.
Pippi from Cleveland, Ohio, requested page 47 from Lady Chatterley's lover, and
He says
just
after
reads.
he reads it, and it's horribly graphic, he goes, "An excellent choice, Pippi."
I'll send them to Oscar. They're
I will. I'll
funny.
forward them. Yeah.
They are funny.
I'll check 'em
anyway,
out.
we have to take a break, and when we come back, hey, guess what? Guess what, kids?
What?
Have the big people leave the room. It's time for news you may not need.
You have to take off your nose.
Take off your nose, everybody. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Freights with Political Persuasions. This week, Mike and I discuss yet more new additions to the White House, chaos or strategery, and the credibility of a porn star.
You can download Political Persuasions on iTunes, MikeO'MaraShow.com, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, ladies and gentlemen. Do people bother you? Do little things that folks do drive you nuts while not seeming to bother anyone else? Do you ever wonder, is it just me? Yes, if life's minor day-to-day issues make you want to stab your fellow man in the eye with a knitting needle, then the Mike O'Mara Show is here for you. Starting this Friday at 9 a.m., we will be opening up our phone lines for a brand new call-in feature, Is It Just Me? The Friday phones will be open at 888-920-MORE. That's 888-920-6673. Call with your gripes, your slights, and your fights, and we'll have a frank discussion to help you, to sympathize with you, and most importantly, to judge you. Call us Friday morning and find out if it's just you on the Mike O'Mara Show.
News.
Boo. C'est bien porté. Here we go. 10 good celebrity middle names, everybody.
All right. As good as
You like
Bottoms?
Wadhams is not on the list.
Darn it.
All right, we'll go 10-1. 10. Richard Gere. His middle name is Tiffany.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yep. It's his mother's maiden name. Miley Cyrus's middle name is Ray. That's not a big one.
Duh.
Miley Ray.
Duh.
James Corden's middle name is Kimberly. It kind of makes sense to
Makes sense.
Says the name is a family tradition, but he was teased over it as a kid. Emma Watson has two middle names, Charlotte Duerre.
Lovely.
Derriere. Number 6, Kate Hudson's middle name is Gary.
Really?
Yeah, I don't expect you to have any responses.
Gary.
This is boring. Jennifer Lawrence's middle name Schrader. Beyonce's is Giselle. Kristen Stewart's middle name is James with a Y. Adele has two middle names, Lori Blue.
She deserves two middle names.
And Ben Affleck's middle name is spelled G-E-Z-A. Is that Geza?
Gesa.
Gesa?
Mr. Affleck, we will see you now for the middle name and the birth certificate.
Gesa.
Not as good as Wadhams.
No, none of them.
No.
Pale. They all
Wadhams
pale
is wonderful.
Wadhams, yeah.
If you need work done on your car, which late night TV host would you pick to do it? Sounds like a stupid question, but an automotive market research company actually asked it to more than 22,000 vehicle owners. And Jimmy Kimmel ended up first with 27.6% of the vote. Jimmy Fallon was a very close second. Stephen Colbert third. Trevor Noah came after that, and James Corden. That adds up to 100%, so there weren't any more choices. Seth Meyers, Conan O'Brien, Samantha Bee, John Oliver, they were not included. Not that any of them seem like better mechanics. Ironically, there's one late-night host who's famous for being a gearhead, Jay Leno. Jay Leno, he'd be an obvious number one choice if he were an option. Jerry Seinfeld, also a big car lover. Of course, Jay is retired from late night for the time being, at least. And Jerry's show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, is not a late-night show. So
and I don't think Jerry actually gets his fingers dirty.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Great for advertising.
I wouldn't let Jimmy Fallon open my glove box.
Thank you. Are you one of the millions of people who just deleted their Facebook account? A lot of controversy, really upsetting the markets right now.
Yeah.
Facebook would understand. Did you say das vidanya to them? If so, you should start to feel a big weight off your shoulders if you're blowing off Facebook. According to a new study out of Australia, people who deleted Facebook had lower stress levels after 5 days than people who kept their accounts. I know it would help me.
Sure.
But there is a side effect. The people who got out of the Facebook gulag had lower levels of life satisfaction. And the researchers think it's because they lost out on the little dopamine burst you get when someone likes your post. So you're getting a little something out of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I mean, when you think about our social media people, you know, we're in a different world because we're using it to, promote our business, and we have a lot more friends than we, normal people would have because we do a radio program. But the fact is, and there it is, I'm going to say it, how many people do you think that are on social media? I love it when Oscar makes a little aside and then looks at Pony and they both go,
yeah, it's known as the
He's
second
such an
audio.
a-hole.
It's the second
Anyway,
audio program of the show.
Aren't we?
Is what it is, and they enjoy their program very much.
I said as celebrities and such, which is clearly tongue in cheek.
Yes, that's.
Well, no,
you're making fun of my friendship with Chuck Woolery.
I didn't say because celebrities. I said because of the nature of what we do.
I said that.
You would not have thousands if you weren't on a radio program.
No, clearly. That's why I said
would
it's
not
unfair
have
for us.
thousands if I wasn't on a radio program. So, and we use it to promote what we do, but we are also inundated with people that are extremely popular on Facebook that don't have a radio show. They're just addicted.
Yep.
I mean, there are people that don't take a dump without posting about it on Facebook.
True.
And because of that, that's correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if social media is maybe as well as I should.
They work at Uranus, though.
They work at Brown 25. Brown 25. Just hang in there with me, Oscar. I'm under the weather. Just get to the finish line.
Yes.
That's it. I just work with me a little bit. It'll really make my life it'll make my life
I'm
really,
not working
really
against
happy.
you.
I think
I'm
I
here.
may be running a low-grade fever, and I'm just trying to do it here. My point that I'm trying to make, uninterrupted, is that these people are popular because of their continuous posting.
Oh,
correct?
it's true. Yeah, I mean,
because every 5 minutes they say something about everything. They react to everyone, and they do it. If we were out there on social media without a radio show, we wouldn't be.
We'd be
no
dead
one
in
would
the
know
water.
who
Dead in
we
the water,
were.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with YouTube stars. I mean, think of that phrase, and I'm going to address it actually in the audio vault. A YouTube star. These people make a living just because they keep staying in the mix. And make no mistake, YouTube is social media.
It's content creation.
That's
It's
what
what
it
we do
is.
here. Where people said, "You have a what?" Mm-hmm. They don't understand. We're doing this 5 days a week.
I'm trying to learn this, and that's what it is, right? That's why these people
Yeah.
are like people we know, for example, are we know them because of their social media.
Exactly.
People
right?
we know that are, and this is my own
The
view.
Dirks, the Trips, the Merles, those people.
Yes. Yeah.
It's constant, right?
Yeah,
it's nonstop.
Yeah, but also to be fair to everybody in the room, those who have made their own name on social media outside of radio shows, they make it their job to do it.
Right.
So they do you think they look at? I'd love to ask them that if they think of it as a job. That would be interesting.
I would say yes. I work with a handful of executives that have people that do this for them because they don't have the time to do it. They find someone that actually speak in their voice, and they get someone to post, to tweet, to gram, to do everything for them, and it looks like it's coming from them.
Snarp, chirp.
So coming back full circle on this, the people that do it like that, if they blew it off, if they jumped off of Facebook, I would imagine there would be an amazing void.
Yeah,
they
I would
would
think
probably
so.
be less stressed, but they would also probably not get that dopamine
Fear
rush.
of missing
would be really
out.
Difficult.
Yeah,
It'd be
you don't
very
wanna-
difficult for them. Bud Light Lime debuted 10 years ago, and it was a big hit until it wasn't. I know a lot of guys that I hit
I was
the
a,
egg with.
I was
They-
a good
they
3
love
months
this
into it.
A report earlier this year found its sales had dropped 35% over the past 5 years. Didn't know that.
Wow.
Which was the biggest drop of any American beer. Didn't know that. So Bud Light's strategy apparently is double down because Bud Light Lime just got itself a cousin called Bud Light Orange. And it's showing up in stores around the country. The big question, of course, how does it taste? There are some quotes from people on Beer Advocate. It's honestly not terrible. More like soda pop than beer. Smells and tastes exactly like someone mixed Bud Light and Orange Fanta. Taste is artificial orange, corn, and citrus, but might not be too bad on a hot summer afternoon. Orange and beer has been, Blue Moon's been doing that forever,
but
right?
that's real orange, not Budweiser orange syrup. I think that also, here's a word to the wise. This weekend, I bought a 4-pack of a new boutique Coca-Cola, Georgia Peach Coca-Cola.
Oh, wow.
Save your money.
Yeah. Well, what did you think?
Well, you know what?
Oh,
Coke doesn't
God,
make
it makes
a
me
lot of
want to
missteps.
vomit in my mouth just
Coke
thinking about
does not
that.
make a lot of missteps. You have to admit. It's a pretty solid company. But this tasted like a spill.
Oh, nasty.
But that boutique soda was probably from their freestyle machine, right?
No, it was a 4-pack
No,
of
no,
bottles.
I'm saying that flavor was probably ranked high
you
from
know
the
what? I
data that
hadn't-
came from the freestyle machine.
hadn't thought about
Yeah,
that.
Well,
that's
I will
like,
tell you this. I ran away from Bud Light Lime. I would try Bud Light Orange. I would give it
Well,
a
you
shot.
can use all the vitamin C you can get.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And now a little something, something. A guy in Ukraine came up with an elaborate scheme. Here's my scheme here, Wade. He wanted to steal some electronics last month. He packed himself inside a big wooden crate, and he had his friend ship him across the country. When he was finally inside a delivery truck, he got out of his crate and started stealing stuff from other boxes. He grabbed a laptop, an Apple Watch, and some other items. Then he resealed the boxes with tape that he brought himself. But that's when his genius plan fell apart because he hadn't really figured out what to do once he had all the stuff. I guess he couldn't reseal himself in the crate, so he just waited there until the delivery driver opened the back of the truck, and then he tried to run.
Good.
The driver managed to grab him and hold him until the cops came. The guy just pleaded guilty to theft, and he got a 2-year suspended sentence. In America, you mail package. In Russia, package mails you. There you go. All right, made it through that. Oh my God, we're nearing the finish line. Let's take a break, and then we'll come back with the Audio Vault and Rob Spiewak right here on the Mike O'Mara Show.
You asked, and we listened. Now you can listen on Spotify. In our never-ending effort to make it easier for you to access our content, The Mike O'Mara Show can now be streamed on Spotify. Just another platform that gives you full TMOS access. So go grab the show and listen, and spread the word. The more you know, the more we grow. TMOS on Spotify. Grab it.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Some of you know that we have a new policy for Amazon for 2018, but we want to make sure that everyone knows it. Here's all you need to know to ensure that we get credit for your Amazon purchase, just make sure that you click Amazon at the top of the TMOS website. Super easy. That will guarantee that we get credit for your purchase, so start clicking, because if you need it, Amazon has it. What's today's Amazon purchase of the day?
I refuse to accept mediocrity in kitchen appliances. And every time I buy a mushroom slicer that has wires that slice mushrooms, it breaks the second or third time I use it, and you're out $8 or $9. So I go to Amazon and bought this thing. It's a rocket ship. It's a mushroom and egg slicer with blades. It's on sale for $14.50, and it's indestructible. It feels solid.
It looks awesome.
And it is a rocket ship for preparing eggs, strawberries. Mike, do you like to slice olives? This is your thing.
Deviled eggs?
Right?
Oh, that's
not
what
so
I
much
live
for
for.
deviled eggs,
No?
but you know what? Mushrooms will
Love
tear one of them
slicing
up.
olives.
But if you want mushroom
In the
slice,
afternoon, olive slicing.
grab one of these. You'll love it. Oh, it slices mushrooms, olives, strawberries, eggs, and more.
Ooh.
It's exciting. Amazon really does have everything. You can find that thing and more
Mushroom
at
slicer.
the top. Mushroom slicer at MikeO'BarraShow.com. So get clicking. Let's open up the audio vault and find out what's going on. What is the graffiti being written in front of Oscar?
Oh, this is actually a glass whiteboard. I'm taking notes for after the show.
What you take it with? In that size font, it looks like they're super big.
You can write anything on this and then just wipe it right off.
Mm-hmm.
What is the biggest? What are the big letters up?
Oh, no, this is a mountain I was drawing while we were doing the show.
Oh, I thought you were just
yeah.
making a lot of arrows pointing to Pony to call attention to it. Now he wrote Mike and put a heart on it.
Yes, to show you the love I have for you.
Yeah, right back at you. All right, what do you have for your audio vault?
All right, I know we're a couple days past
Wish I could
Passover.
What?
Well, Mike, you're doing a show.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yes.
No time for doing
It's your show.
Yeah.
There is an internet pair. They are YouTube stars. Again, a phrase I have trouble with. They are named Larry and Rhett. And they hosted a Passover dinner, a Seder, with Larry King. And I want to play you the last few moments because part of Passover, part of the Seder is you have 4 glasses of wine.
Oh, I did not know that.
And Larry is feeling it, and he's being super Larry. So if you ever wondered what it'd be like to have Seder with Larry King, it might sound a little something like this.
Why do we eat maror? That's horseradish.
Ooh.
You're suffering the way they suffered. Now you know what we went through. This is the shank bone.
You gonna sharpen that and stab one of us?
We do not eat this. It is symbolic.
How would we even go about eating it?
Your dog could eat it.
Yeah, a dog could definitely do it.
I always wonder what dogs think.
I think they think a lot about, humping.
On what?
Humping.
You think they like that? You think the dogs like to hump? I think they like mostly to eat and chasing balls. We're getting to the end here. Let's hear it. Hey, happy Seder. Hey, baby bear.
Hey there, boy.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. It's been a festive Seder. I've been happy. Get a little bombed.
Yeah.
Bombed on Manischewitz Concord grape.
Larry, thank you so much.
My pleasure. I hope I helped you.
I feel so prepared.
Thank you, everybody. Happy Seder. Happy Passover. Next year in Jerusalem.
My favorite part is when he goes, hope I helped you.
Getting bombed.
Getting bombed.
Manischewitz Concord grape.
Dogs chase balls.
Balls. They hump. Is that what makes them happy? Humping?
They think
I don't
about
get it.
food. Yeah.
See, it's symbolic.
Sure.
Sure.
All right.
Larry.
Yesterday, of course, was Easter Monday. I think a lot of kids still had it off school because everyone wanted to go to the Easter egg roll and see the president talk about the White House. That's the house where he lives, the White House. As a matter of fact, Oscar used to think the movie Casablanca was about the White House because everyone knows that's where the president lives.
Casa Blanca.
It is a house that is white. It is the White House.
Yes.
Here's our president.
Also, I want to thank the White House Historical Association and all of the people that work so hard with Melania, with everybody to keep this incredible house or building or whatever you want to call it, because there really is no name for it. It is special. And we keep it in tip-top shape. We call it sometimes tippy-top shape. And it's a great, great place.
Now, he doesn't know that it's called the White House. But listen to the first sentence of that tape.
Also, I want to thank the White House Historical Association.
So he knows there's a White House Historical Association, but he doesn't know that the mansion is called the White House.
Yeah.
And
kind of weird.
I know you've been taking a little bit of grief lately, Mike, for having a vocal crutch. At least your vocal crutch is not the phrase tippy top. Let's go back 12 months ago.
He's doing nuclear. We're not doing anything. Our nuclear is old and tired, and his nuclear is tippy top from what I hear.
He likes tippy top.
He likes tippy top, yeah.
Tippy top time.
Now, if I were to say to you Stephanie Clifford, would you know who that is?
Yes, she's Stormy Daniels.
Exactly. Very cool. And it's apparently a really big deal that she's revealed that she's had this affair. But Seth Rogen knew about it because she played a stripper in the movie, I think, This Is 40, 10 years ago.
Seth Rogen's pretty funny on talk shows.
He's a good guest. Here's Seth Rogen on with Ellen.
I've known Stormy Daniels a long time, and I'll be honest, she may have mentioned some of this stuff around 10 years ago. At the time, when you ask a porn star who they've been sleeping with and the answer was Donald Trump, it was like the least surprising thing that she could have said.
So, and have you kept up with her? Like,
I haven't seen Stormy in years, but she's clearly done well with herself.
Yeah.
So
he's funny.
No secret there.
I used to hate him. Now I'm loving him again. Sorry.
The Nats are.
I loved him, and then I hated him, and then I loved him again.
The Nats are 4-0. And yesterday, Bryce Harper hit 2 home runs. But here's the best moment from yesterday's game. He goes up before he hits his second home run. Someone in the crowd yells, "Overrated!" And then he hits a home run. Here's how it played out.
Overrated!
Bryce Harper, high in the air, deep center. See you later.
That's pretty cool.
A monster shot the other way. Second of the day of the year.
Did you hear the guy right before the pitch in the stand say overrated?
So, yeah,
good color man.
Yeah, the color guy got it.
That's awesome.
And let's close with this, Mike, because sometimes you go to Walmart and you just see a kid in cowboy boots and a huge belt buckle and a bow tie yodeling.
All I do is say, oh, Lord, that last song day she said goodbye.
This is on our Facebook page if you want to get the visual.
She do me, she do you, she's got that kind of loving. Lot of love to hear when she comes to sweet daddy, such a beautiful dream.
Where was he?
In a Walmart, just standing in an aisle, unattended.
We had that at my Walmart.
I've grown so used to you somehow.
And I'm glad to float this out there because I'm thinking, Mike, maybe in the month of May, we're going to bring back Yodeling Week. So stay tuned. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Tuesday, everybody.
Thanks for joining us for another episode. Be sure and get our TMOS app and unlock the Mike O'Mara Show 24 hours a day. Send your messages for our Tuesday mailbag to Rob with the extra B at MikeO'MaraShow.com and all regular mail to TMOS Box 32101, Washington, D.C. 20007. Each day, 96 Americans killed by guns. Visit every town for gun safety to find out how we can end gun violence in America. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara inviting you to join us again for the best part of your day, the Mike O'Mara Show. So long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.